Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 59 of Impact Makers. And today we're going to continue our discussion on unpacking, getting to root cause around the various, issues, noise or otherwise, that we alluded to a few weeks back with respect to the CPA profession. And today we're going to go back to talent, but specific in the talent. Dustin, what's your take on the 150-hour requirement? Is that root cause to the talent shortage, or is there more to it? What do you think?
This is actually an issue I waffle on a bit, so
yeah.
it's a tough one to answer. I think it does have. I think there is an element there that there are some individuals who may be inclined to wanting to get a CPA who may be discouraged because it means an extra year of schooling and of college and they want to go and just start their professional career, right? And then once you do that, it's kind of for some people it's hard to go back to school while you're working full time. So I think there is an element of that. With that said, I think there's creative. I think we can be more creative with how we are encouraging people, even to want to become CPAs, even with the 150-hour criteria in place. I don't think we've explored all those options yet.
Yeah. So you took that in the way we didn't really do any pre-meeting notes or anything. So we just wanted to let people into the conversation and just kind of feel the waffling. And to be honest with you, the changes that came around with the 150-hour requirement, I was already graduated, already had my CPA. It didn't impact me personally, so I don't fully understand all the ins and outs. But I will go back and say, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think conceptually, that extra year, I think it's better redeployed in some sort of apprenticeship type concept.
Love it.
Where you don't get it's part of the degree or part of the CPA licensing requires some sort of apprenticeship criteria. And I say the apprenticeship criteria, and I want it tied to something else, because left to their own devices, CPA firms are just going to put people on a chargeable hour goal and say, go do this. And does that really work? So, and that's kind of part one of the question. And two, Dustin, spin that into something that you went through in your career out of college that you think firms should better embrace.
Yeah, that's the second part is the leading question there, but I love the apprenticeship concept and idea, and how you could get a start on your professional career while finishing up the extra 30 credit hours that you need, from the college credits perspective in order to sit for the CPA exam. So love the apprenticeship idea. That needs to be further explored. I think where you're leading me with that question was what I did out of college when I worked at Cardinal Health. I went through, it was a 2-year, but a 2-year financial leadership development program with them, where every 6 months I rotated through a different finance or accounting role within the organization. And I speak a lot about that, how incredible of an experience that was, not only from a development perspective and learning more about the organization and different roles, but also in meeting a lot of people and seeing different leadership styles within that. And I've been preaching this for at least a decade now. I think there's an opportunity in CPA firms to create something similar for their people to get a well-rounded experience and become better advisors to their clients down the road because of that solid foundation. So I love where you took that with combining maybe the apprenticeship idea with some type of development program that would take care of their extra, the extra 30 hours that you need and prepare them to be an even better CPA for their clients in the future. We gotta keep talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, I do know I didn't pass the audit section of the CPA exam until I was in practice. I only had to sit for it a second time, so lucky me. But it all kind of came together. The theory behind it for me in a classroom setting was a little hard to grasp. But then when I was actually going through and did a compilation and did a review, I started to see the difference. And I was like, oh, okay, that's this, that's that. And it just all clicked. So it did make that CPA exam so easier to comprehend. So again, sample size of 1, but at the same time, I do think it's more the spirit of why did we add more time to be able to sit for the exam? Well, I think the regulators were compensating for the bad apples out there, right? And saying, hey, they needed more of this, they needed more of that. I still think there's opportunity to better explain what it is that a CPA does and what they can do. And to me, an apprenticeship concept more in line than, opens the door more than just coming in and saying, hey, I need you to get your, pick your number. I need you to get your 55 hours in and, 90% of that needs to be billable or, whatever the numbers are these days. I think that's the wrong message. I think that's leading, that's impacting people to not choose the CPA profession just as much as 150 hours.
Yeah, let's keep unpacking it.
So let us know what you all think.